This is Wayne 15 News at noon.
We are getting closer to finding out who will be the next president of the United States as vote counting nears an end in battleground states. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Pat Hoffman.
And I'm Sierra Tufts in for Alyssa. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House, where President Trump is vowing to fight the results.
Joe Biden has edged ahead in two key battleground states. Biden has taken a narrow lead in Pennsylvania, with the remaining votes coming from areas favorable to the Democratic presidential nominee.
It's votes out of Philadelphia. We're getting reports in from Philadelphia right now, heavily Democratic area. They've been a little bit, taken a while to count their votes, but they're doing it. So as that comes in, that propels Biden up into the lead.
The former vice president also has a slim lead in Georgia, and the vote counting there is nearly done.
Out of approximately 5 million votes cast, we'll have a margin of a few thousand. With a margin that small, there will be a recount.
If Biden's lead holds in those states, he will have the 270 electoral college votes needed to be the next president of the United States. Sources tell CBS News President Trump will not concede even if those races are called for Biden. The president is claiming without proof that there are shenanigans in the vote count.
There's tremendous amount of litigation generally because of how unfair this process was, and I predicted that. I've been talking about mail-in voting for a long time. It's really destroyed our system. It's a corrupt system.
But even some Republicans have called the president's Thursday night press conference destructive.
The president's speech last night was very disturbing to me because he made very, very serious allegations without any evidence to support it.
The votes being counted in Pennsylvania do not include any mail ballots that have arrived after November 3rd. Those are being kept separate pending a potential review from the Supreme Court.
The Trump campaign is expected to continue to fight the results in courts.
A man who pleaded guilty to a triple shooting that killed 2 people had his sentencing delayed. It was supposed to take place today, but his attorney fell ill. In September, Chaw Lang pleaded guilty to 2 counts of felony murder and robbery. Mon Ong, his girlfriend at the time, and Brooke Wendell were killed back in February at a home on Barnhart Avenue. Lang faces up to 160 years in prison if the judge agrees to the plea deal. Lang's trial is set for November 20th.
Tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children landed a Warsaw man in jail. 43-year-old George Glazer is facing 4 felony counts of possession of child pornography. The tips led the Indiana State Police Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force to search a home in the 3200 block of East Old Colony Road. Police arrested Glazer yesterday.
Police in LaGrange County have filed arson charges following a church fire yesterday. Fire crews responded to the Rosewood Fellowship Church around 6 a.m. yesterday morning. That's in the 5700 block of North 900 West in Shipshewana. Police say the church was engulfed in flames. A joint investigation marked the fire as suspicious. Surveillance video showed 2 possible suspects, and an SUV had been at the church prior to the fire. Police identified them as Andrew Yoder and Michael John Wengert of Topeka. They have been charged and arrested for arson of a church and burglary. Damage to the church and property stolen is estimated to be $500,000.
Now, your first weather from the live Doppler 15 Fury Weather Center.
And those temperatures are rising, but will it continue for the rest of the day?
We sure hope so.
Yeah, and hopefully for the weekend as well. We're going to cover that in just a couple of minutes. I know everybody's working for the weekend right now, and what a sight. I know it's November, but hey, look at the lake. It looks very inviting here as we continue to watch basically a cloudless sky, and that's the way it's going to be throughout the day. There are some clouds up towards the north, but we're not really going to see those at all. Temperatures right now, look at that, already 65. We'll be up to 70 by 2 o'clock with a high this afternoon of 71. Now, we're going to answer all your questions about the weekend. We'll be back with that forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Greg. Indiana set a single-day record of newly reported COVID-19 cases for the 3rd straight day.
The state surpassed 4,000 for the past 2 days. Now, health officials announced just this morning another 4,700 new cases. The state is over 200,000 cases since the pandemic began. Officials also announced 37 more deaths in Indiana, and the Hoosier State's positivity rate is just below 9%. Indiana had more than 1,900 patients hospitalized with COVID-19 as of Wednesday. That's the largest number since the pandemic started. Allen County added 344 new coronavirus cases today and 1 additional death yesterday. So far, Allen County has seen a total of over 10,000 cases with a positivity rate of 10.5%.
Indiana University is hosting a virtual hiring event next week. All of the interviews are virtual and the hospital is hiring statewide. All IU hospitals and facilities across the state are participating. The positions are ranging, but there's a special focus on registered nurses and medical assistants. Interested candidates can select a location online and schedule an interview. The hiring event starts on Monday and ends on Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
New at noon, the Fort for Fitness Winter Wonder Dash is sold out. The fitness center announced the news on its Instagram page earlier this morning. The original cutoff date was Wednesday. This is the 5th year in a row that the company will participate in the 2K and 5K race. The course is lighted with more than 120 different light displays depicting holiday scenes. All participants will receive a shirt, goofy bag, and a neck gaiter at the race. And Saturday runners will receive a chip timer and prepackaged post-race snacks. The Winter Wonder Dash will take place November 20th and 21st at Franke Park.
Indiana is getting 2 additional Safe Haven baby boxes this week. The baby box allows for the anonymous, safe surrender of an infant as opposed to abandonment. A box was unveiled in Wabash this morning at the city's fire department training building. The state's 50th baby box will be unveiled tomorrow in Muncie. Since 2016, there have been a total of 9 babies placed inside the baby boxes. 5 of them took place this year.
Star 88.3 is hosting its 22nd adoption celebration tomorrow, but instead of having a big celebration at Sweetwater like previous years, it will be held virtually. This is the company's first year doing a virtual event. It said it believes that connections will still be made and stories will be shared. The celebration is for families who have adopted or have fostered children, and it gives families who are interested a chance to ask any questions they may have. The virtual adoption celebration is from 5 to 6 p.m. tomorrow. It will be live streamed on their website, Facebook, and YouTube channel.
The town of Ossian is building their new playground tomorrow morning, but they need some help from volunteers. The town is looking for people to help lend a hand in building the new playground at Archbold Wilson Park. Volunteers will put all the parts and pieces of the playground together. It has been sending updates on the park's progress on their Facebook page since the beginning of October. The equipment is the newest addition. The park plans to have a walking trail, a dog and skate park, fishing pond, and more. Construction starts at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
A nonprofit is creating fun learning opportunities at McMillan Park. The Firstborn Learning Trail is a campaign that uses interactive signs to encourage education activities. The signs are both in English and Spanish, and it will help adults to engage with young children to turn an outdoor trip into a fun learning experience. It's part of a partnership with the United Way of Allen County, the University of St. Francis, and Sherwin-Williams. The ribbon-cutting ceremony to celebrate the project's completion will be in 2 weeks. Still to come, which Fort Wayne offices will be closed on Veterans Day?
And the Veterans Day Parade is tomorrow. What to expect coming up.